This is such a beautiful place to do this or exploration, because it kind of fits also. As you can see, with the title I managed to put here, Captain Tortured Artist, and the idea ship. And the ship of ideas. I think that sounds better. Captain Tortured Artist and the ship of ideas. Yeah, that sounds more. Anyway, so I would need your imagination with this one. We can blend ours. We can blend our imaginations together. You probably won't see the pictures, the exact same picture I have in my head, but that's part of the fun, I guess. So that's number one. I would need a bit of imagination from your end. Number two, I would also need patience. Your patience. Because the pictures will also just be unfolding as I speak. I don't have the entire picture. I have a little piece of it. I don't have everything. But with the knowledge of how my brain have previously worked before, the picture will gradually appear as I speak. So if I stop speaking, you now understand why, because I'm getting a lot of images. And this is a bit a challenge as well, because I have my eyes wide open. This is more clearer if my eyes are closed. So maybe I will also close my eyes. But I should start. So let's imagine a ship. Yes, a ship. Is it in the Victorian era, this ship, these big ships with the big sails and tall, handsome ships with all the varnished wood and the white sails and those big fluffy sails. And sometimes, not sometimes, the pirates in the books, those kinds of ships, they use the pirates. The pirates use them, those kinds, the ones in yes. And this ship, like any other ships and every other ships that are existing, has a captain. And this ship, instead of sailing in the vast oceans of the earth, this ship is sailing somewhere else. It is sailing outside of the earth, in a liquid ocean made of stars and planets and suns and comets and all the distant, maybe unknown heavenly bodies. It is sailing on that cosmic ocean. And the skies, if there is such a thing as a sky, it dances with the waves, and there's always light shining from somewhere. So like I said previously, this ship, like any other ships, like every other ship has a captain, and the captain is named Captain Tortured Artist. So Captain Tortured Artist has been driving this ship for as long as he learned how to walk and notice that his hands can move things. He has been driving this ship. And the ideas in this ship, there are ideas instead of men or women or children. There are ideas, and they come in all sizes, forms, names, origins. And even though they look very different from each of the other things that are or each of the other ideas that are inhabiting the same ship, there is an unspoken harmony between these ideas, because they sometimes, some of them, no, each and every one of them speaks a different language. It's just so happens that they found themselves one day inhabiting the same ship, so they have learned to create one language that they can communicate with. They eventually learned. It's not always easy in the beginning, but they eventually learned, and the language eventually developed, and it got to a point where they can understand each other without even the need of words. So this Captain Tortured Artist can sometimes be challenging to be around. Sometimes it's noticeable that he's angry about something or grieving about something. Maybe it's a death of a star or a wave that pushed the ship in a direction that kind of damaged some of its sails. Some nights he gets so paranoid that he forgets how to walk. And some ideas have to guide him and remind him that he's the captain of the ship, and he has to learn how to put his foot one in front of the other. And the thing about this Captain Tortured Artist is that he's often very quiet. The ideas read him through his eyes and through his movements. I think the only time that he really speaks is when he says, "What can I do to help?" to the ideas all around him, or some flying heavenly bodies that has consciousness that wants to interact with the ship. What can I do to help? Or what can I do to help? That's the only time he ever speaks. So his anger, his grief, his paranoia is only destructive to himself. And sometimes he would disappear. Sometimes he would disappear, and when he sees maybe that it is possible, he will disappear. And maybe when the ship rattles, some ideas will hold the wheel and try to make sure that it will not sink or go near a black hole and get absorbed. Then after some minutes or hours or days of the disappearance of the captain, you will feel it when he comes back. You will feel it. The ideas always know that he is approaching, even though the footsteps might sometimes be silent. The ideas know that he has this light around him, that for some reason he is blind to this. He cannot see the light around him. He is blind to this. So even when the ideas tried to inform to him, whenever he is grieving that his light is still shining from the heart of the ship to the ends of the universe, he will not believe it. So Captain Tortured Artists come back, and the idea come back, and the ideas look at him. He's carrying these bags of blood with him, and he is bleeding in all the most alarming places. His face, he's barely recognizable because of the blood that's covering him, and some of the ideas cry because of the sight of this, and he's carrying the bag, and he will look at the ideas with his soft smile that's always kind and reassuring, and his eyes giving the same sort of warmth. He will look at the ideas and say, "I got us some fuel for the ship." Then he will hand the bags of his own meaning of fuel to the ideas in charge. And the ideas will take it because it is true. It could be a fuel. It could be fuels. But unbeknownst to the tortured artist, to the Captain Tortured Artist, it is not the only fuel. There are other things that could be used for the ship to continue its explorations. I don't know where he got this information that the only way that the ship can explore and move and light up the rest of the ocean is through the burning of his blood or his skin. And I don't know where this information came from. So the captain goes back to the wheel, rubbing some blood that got into his eyes so that he can still see. And he grabs a bottle on the right hand, cigarette on the left, and he continues to drive the ship.